Hi, I'm Cassandra, the Digi Dame. In this video, I'm giving you a very big branding tip, which is to sign a contract with your designer. If your chosen designer doesn't have a contract or doesn't want to sign one, run for the hills as quickly as you can. A contract protects both you and the designer, and it's imperative that you sign one. Um, it covers things such as who owns designs when they're done, whether you receive a license or you actually receive copyright ownership. It covers things such as if you become ill or the designer becomes ill, what happens with the project, what happens if you cancel a project or need to pause it for some reason. It covers what happens if you don't like the designs, how many revisions are included in a project, what file types are actually provided to you, whether a designer gives you the source files. These are the original files that we use in our software, such as Illustrator or Photoshop, or whether you just get a JPEG or PDF at the end of the project. All of these things are really important. You need to know where you stand in regards to the copyright and what you have the right to use, and what things are included in your project and what aren't included. For argument's sake, I don't provide website design. It's not my zone of genius. So you need to be aware before you work with me, for example, that you're not going to get a website out of it. You can't make assumptions with designers because we are all different. Even if you've worked with a designer before, you can't assume that their terms are still the same as they were at the last project. Or if you're working with a new designer, you can't assume that that designer's terms are going to be the same as the last person. So it's imperative that you receive a contract, that you read it in full, and that you both sign it before you go ahead. All terms need to be agreed to before going ahead. It definitely protects you against any copyright issues in the future. Another good idea is to make sure that your designer has insurance as well. If your designer doesn't provide you with these things, I'd be very careful about working with them. And make sure that if you're unclear about anything, that you ask questions and get them answered and clarified before you go ahead. I have heard so many horror stories over the years of clients ghosting designers and designers ghosting clients, running away with money, things like that. So it's imperative that you sign a contract. If someone just comes to you and says, "Oh, I do logos, give me $500 and I'll do something for you," no. Make sure you get a contract first, or a service agreement, which is what I happen to call my contract. It's the same thing, it's just a different name. And if there's anything in there that you don't understand, make sure that you consult someone like a solicitor who can explain it to you before you go ahead. Most design contracts are pretty standard across the board, but read through it anyway and make sure that you understand it all before you go ahead and sign. And I wish you all the very best for your next design project and hope it goes well for you.